Alexandre Macisaac on the bottom of your screen. Oliver Tomajko up at the top. River Pyre Verge to kick things off.
Oh, no.
Boo!
Alexander's
Boo!
first draw was the ley line.
I was saying I would love to see a ley line match, but that's not when you want to see that card. Poor little Hired Claw taken care of there, courtesy of Torch the Tower. Multiversal Passage.
Oliver perhaps keeping his hand on the strength of that turn 1 Torch the Tower. Let's see what else he's got.
Do we have a turn 2 play here for Alexandre Macisaac? We do, and it is a Foretold Burb.
Yeah, so Alexander there paused to think about it. He decided he found Oliver's lack of turn 2 play a little bit suspicious and didn't want to play his Slick Shot Show Off into another possible Torch the Tower.
Yep.
But now things are clear if he wants to go for it.
Well, he'll get to land number 4, for what that's worth, if he ever does need to play that ley line. Can he kill a Vivi?
Okay, so let's say he goes Slick Shot Show Off, tap a mountain for full bore.
Yeah.
+3/+2, plus a trigger from Slick Shot Show Off. Now he's got a 6 power. Then he has Bulk Up, which is a 1-of in his deck, and it doubles the power of a creature. So he could deal 16 with the Slick Shot Show Off if he went sort of all in on it, but he is not starting that way.
Give Vivi a little boost.
It's also possible, that it's possible I missaw what's in his hand, so don't quote me, but that...
No, I think you're right. Like, the 1-mana spells in this deck are all targeted as far as I am aware. Let's have a look. Yeah, Full Bore, Bulk Up is 2 mana, Dreadmore's Ire is 1, and then the 4 turn inside out, so...
Maybe it is what you said, Ailey, that he wants to just cast the ley line and try to win on turn 5 with the Slick Shot Show Off.
Because does Leyline copies it, right? Yeah. Okay, so maybe he's trying to get around, like, counter spells, that sort of thing. So he gets the cost trigger. If it's countered, he still gets 2 triggers off of the spell being cost, right? For prowess or the Slick Shot?
I believe it's going to double the impact of the spell. Each spell will still only trigger the Slick Shot Show Off 1 time, if I understand correctly, but that's a great question to clarify with a judge.
Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery that targets only a single creature. Okay, so spell on the stack, it gets countered, but you still copy it even though it's being countered. You get to cost. You may choose new targets for the copy. Or no. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just the 1 trigger.
Ooh, did he draw another copy of Full Bore? He might have an opportunity to just go for the win now. Because let's imagine, 4th land, Slick Shot Show Off, you cast Full Bore, and that's basically going to prompt Oliver to use his Torch the Tower. You use another Full Bore in response, your creature survives, then you double the power. I mean, looks lethal to me.
Looks lethal to me.
Looks like lethal, smells like lethal.
Yeah, must be lethal. Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's lethal.
But Into the Floodmaw complicates things, and that is a card that Oliver has access to. So it's not as simple as just saying, oh, I could be Torch the Tower, let's go for it. He also has to think about that other 1-mana blue instant that could ruin his day.
That you can't really spell your way out of. Mono red, not very good at giving creatures hexproof or ward. At least in the metagame. That's a big think.
He's not going for it.
All right.
So we've now seen Alexander play on camera a number of times, and it's just amazing how kind of thoughtful and how he's exercising his judgment in these corner case spots where sometimes he's taking a chance, sometimes he's playing it safe, looking for a better spot, sometimes he's going all in to attack the opponent's life total, and sometimes he's fighting the battlefield. And, he's just making a lot of sort of unintuitive plays based on his judgment of exactly what he needs to do or what chances he does and doesn't need to take in each given situation.
I like this. This is sweet. Looks like he might be going for that turn 5. Let's just play it safe, win. With Emberheart Challenger and the Slick Shot Show-Off in tow. Forcing Oliver to have 2 answers for the threats he's presenting. Oh, Floodmaw. Boo.
And he did have Floodmaw,
Yeah,
so it was a good
great
thing
call there from
Alexander didn't go for it, because he would have lost everything.
Yeah, that would have been a blowout. Of note. So, good read there from Alex. The turn passes back now to Oliver. Can he combo off? Let's see. There is a VV in the bin. Do we have a Soul Cauldron and Shenanigans to accompany it?
And that's a Winter Night Stories in the graveyard as well, right?
Yes. That funky art is Winter Night Stories. First things first. Another Mako.
All right.
What are we
So if he's able to find a cauldron, he's going to be in amazing shape. Failing that, he wants to make sure to pass with instant speed interaction to not die to a flurry of spells plus this Slick Shot Show-Off.
Yep. Harmonizing there with Big VV. Getting a ding of damage onto Alexander. Chucking some useless lands. We don't want to see any more of those. Just pure gas. Let's go. Did he find it? Do we have a cauldron? No. All right. In for 3. And down to 14 goes Alexander.
All right, so Oliver pulled the trigger on his Into the Floodmaw on the end step to remove the Leyline of Resonance. Now, I hope for his sake that he has additional interaction, like another copy of Into the Floodmaw to protect against the Slick Shot Show-Off, because right now Alexander basically has this last opportunity to try to steal the game away from Oliver, and we believe that he can do it if there's no interaction or even if there's a Torch the Tower or a Braid. It's really Into the Floodmaw that he can't navigate through.
Yeah, that certainly would put a damper on his plan. Once again, before taking any actions, Alexander is into the tank, finds land number 5, has a ley line in hand that we know about, and then 2 pump spells or 3?
3. Two copies of Full Bore.
Yeah.
1 copy of Bulk Up, which doubles or gives double strike.
Bulk up. Yeah, double targets. No, just double targets power. Double target creature's power until end of turn that you can also flash back. For 6 mana. What a deal. Grief. Whee! Things are turning sideways. Get in there, fish. So 1 blocker for Oliver. Let's see when he pulls the trigger on whatever piece of removal he may have.
So I'm going to guess it starts with block Emberheart Challenger and ask Alexander Macisaac to make the first move. Block fish, that works too.
Okay. All right, fish gets blocked. Fish is the least offensive of the 3 creatures. Full Bore targets Emberheart Challenger.
So now a big question is, can Alexander somehow present 2 different lethal threats and or inspire Oliver to pull the trigger a little too early on a possible removal spell? Oliver does have to worry about, like, he can't just take 10 damage and then be dead to a burn together after combat, so he might have to think about what to do here.
Dreadmaul's Ire. So another pump spell.
Yeah, another pump spell revealed off the Valiant trigger.
Yep. So we have the Prowess trigger on the mouse as well as the trigger on Slick Shot Show. So what? That's 3 power in the air?
Yep, currently 3 in the air, 6 on the ground.
9. Do we have 11 more damage? Are you going to go for it, Alex? Or we're going to respect the untapped mana?
He's going to have to play something else.
Looks like we're going to cast that Dreadmore's Ire, exiled with the Valiant trigger on Emberheart Challenger. Going to spread out the targets here, maybe. No. Going on to Emberheart Challenger once again.
So now this would be 5 in the air, 9 on the ground, which is enough that Oliver might not be able to just say okay for fear of burn together.
Yeah.
But this is a really important timing thing in competitive tournament Magic, that Alexander, as the active player, he has to make all of his commitments, and Oliver just says, okay, do you have anything more? Okay, do you have anything more? Do you have anything more? And Alexander, if he says, that's it, I'm not casting any more spells, and Oliver says, I'm not casting any spells, it's too late. Alexander can't then go add another combat trick to the stack. So he's kind of in the unfavorable position where he has to present lethal before Oliver has to take any actions himself. So again, into the flood. If Oliver's into the flood maw, it's going to be very, very tricky for Alexander to work around this.
So Dreadmore's Ire resolves. It's 10 on the ground because of another prowess trigger.
It is
6, 7, 8.
9
No,
on the
it's
ground.
9. Yeah. Oh boy, we're going for it. Full bore.
So if this resolves...
What do you got? Show me your hand.
If this resolves, then Alexander will be threatening lethal.
Torch the tower on the bird. Do we have a way to pump the bird? We got one more spell, right? Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to actually take care of the slick shot show off, but Alexander can then play full bore on, can play bulk up on the Emberheart Challenger, and if there's no Into the Flood Maw, that is lethal.
If there isn't the Flood Maw, that is a massive blowout. So let's see. Is this a lethal mouse? No, he had it all this time. Excellent waiting there for Oliver, leaving Alexander just with that mouse.
Yeah, I wonder if Alexander had targeted the slick shot show off with a pump spell earlier in the exchange.
Yeah, getting it out of reach.
Get it out of reach of Torch the Tower. Could he have forced Oliver to have 2 Into the Flood Maws?
Would have gotten some damage in, I think, if he took that line. You know, it wouldn't have been lethal, I don't think. Because I think either way, whatever's getting bulked up is going to get bounced. But yeah. Went for it, unfortunately. Not able to get the W there. Oliver Tomajko, it is at Cauldron. Picks up game number 1 here between our 2 undefeated players.
Nonetheless, a great game, and I really liked how Oliver played, where he didn't get a little trigger happy with his own big turn, where he had VV, could have done a lot of really great, impressive stuff, but he identified that what he needed to do to win that game was not leave a vulnerability against the plotted slick shot show-off, so he took great pains to pass each turn with instant speed interaction.
Yeah, and it paid off. You know, effectively countering what? How many spells did he cast there? 4?
Yeah, that was four instant speed combat tricks all in one turn.
Definitely it feels bad.
So, Ailey, earlier I acknowledged Oliver as one of our more accomplished players in the field. For those who don't know him, Oliver is a former United States national champion. He's a former Star City Games players champ. He's also highly accomplished in non-Magic the Gathering games. So this is a real gamer at heart, and I've been really impressed with Oliver for a number of years. I actually got to play with him on the United States national team way back in 2018, and that was a great experience.
Nice. Great to see players of such high caliber at these events. They really are a great time if you are able to come down and check out one of them. There are so many events in 2026. But if you would like to attend any of these events, or if you'd like to sell cards, or if you just want to, I don't know, sign up for the newsletter because you like getting emails. Go do so at starcitygames.com. Come visit us at the 2026 SCG Cons. We have our first one in January. It's going to be in Atlanta, January 9th to 11th. And plenty of action the entire year. So pick a city that's near you if you can get to it and come hang out, play some Magic, meet some artists, play a whole bunch of different games here, and yeah, just have a great time. Players consulting the sideboard. If we are able to take a peek into any of our other feature matches, we shall do so. But as it stands, Oliver is looking in a pretty good spot here going into the sideboard matchup in Game 2.
He's one game away from a perfect Dino record, and
Yeah.
that he made it through the scariest game. You know, that Game 1 against the mono red deck is dicey, and after sideboarding, he probably feels a bit more comfortable just getting to bring in all of his removal and cheap interaction.
Yeah. While our players are sideboarding, we'll take a look at one of our other feature matches. This is Gabriel Blanik up against Steve Stillman. It's an Isa Cauldron mirror match.
Yeah.
This board looks about how you'd expect it to.
It's just crazy doing the live look-ins on these games, like trying to process everything that is happening, has happened. Both players with Prof's eidetic memory. It looks like Gabriel is having a really impressive turn here where he's going to get to add 7 counters to something.
Good grief.
If Steve Stillman can survive, he might get to untap with his own Prof's eidetic memory and his own VV, but that's a big if.
Oh, lordy. So many cards drawn. Fear of missing out's aplenty. What is that card with the 6 counters on it for Gabriel?
A fine question. I don't know.
I don't recognize that art. Whatever it is, it's large. Chump blockers there for Steve.
Is it a VV?
Oh yeah, it's the alternate art of Eevee, I think.
The mana cost and the power and toughness are
look
what
familiar,
I'm. Look familiar, exactly.
Yeah, I think it might be the alt art. Not a very commonly seen card, but doing a great job here, it seems. Alrighty. Looks like our main feature is almost ready to go. We do have a hand that Alexandre likes. Oliver, let's see if he likes this hand of 6. And away we go. So Alexandre gets to be on the play here. Mountain Go, no 1-drop 2. Kick things off here for him. And no leyline again.
I know, we've seen him play, what, 6 games, 5-6 games on camera, no leyline yet.
Boo. Razorkid Needlehead. We like to see this friend, though, for Alexandre on turn 2. Is a Cauldron decks. Do like drawing cards, as you saw by the 9 cards drawn, waiting to become counters on a creature at combat in the other matchup.
They do like drawing cards.
Marauding Mako on the board here for Oliver Tomajko. Looks like we might be going for some FOMO, or is this a Prof's turn? Prof's eidetic memory. Trigger. Ding! It's a counter on the Mako. Mako swings in there, says, hey, you want to trade?
Oh, for the needle kid has first strike on your own turn.
Yes.
Looks like a creature that should have first strike all the time, but that's I love that play from Oliver, where he's like, I'm not going to be able to block, so I might as well attack. And it's if you want to trade, then that's fine. One less thing I have to worry about.
That would be a win for Oliver in that exchange for sure. Plenty of pump spells here for Alexandre. No land 3. Yeah, it does have land 3. Okay. I appreciate that he plays the white-bordered basics. And they're easy to spot in hand. Nice. He's got the cell sword. He's got the slick shots.
So he could deal 14 here if he wanted to just double pump, attack, and then burn together. I don't think he's going to want to make that choice, though. He also has this slick shot show off, which could either be cast or plotted. Now, something that occurs to me is Oliver didn't kill the Razorkin Needlehead, so that might be a little bit of a hint that he doesn't have a removal heavy hand. Like, I imagine if you had a Braid or Torch the Tower, you might choose that path rather than just playing Prophetic Memory on turn 2, but it's just something to think about.
We're full boring it here. And plotting our pigeon. Razorkin Needlehead doing a good job here of attacking and dinging. Down to 12 goes Oliver. I love this little face race that happens in these matchups. At one point or another, in one of the games, there's going to be this no blocks, just attacks. Fear of Missing Out hits the board here. Joins the Marauding Mako, land number 3 for Oliver.
So once again, Oliver finds himself in a position where he really wants to have Into the Flood Maw to protect against this slick shot.
Yeah. Hopefully that's something he has in hand. In for another 3, taking Alexandre down to 15. Ooh, Dreadmore's Ire times 2.
Its hand has some firepower.
Yeah. I kind of just want to see him YOLO. Just whoosh, go for it. Maybe not the best play, but it'll be fun.
I think he might be able to present 2 lethal threats.
Yeah.
So let's say you go full bore and turn inside out on the Needlehead.
Mm-hmm.
That is now a 7-power trampler, and the slick shot is a 5-power.
Mm-hmm.
If combat resolves, you can burn together either creature to win. But I guess, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. Let's just see how it plays out.
Yeah. Dreadmore's Ire also gives trample, so there's extra damage there if this creature's not dealt with. What will we go to? 8? And he is playing so cautiously.
Yeah, very cautiously. There was no trample there because it was a 4/4 first strike fighting a 3/4.
Ah, gotcha. Target attacking creature, Tatsu, and trample. Okay, so if he committed another pump spell, then he would have gotten some extra damage through. So down to 8 goes Oliver. Has a Mako to block, but
yeah,
the air is tricky.
Man, is he playing too cautiously? I wonder, like, if he just played a turn inside out on either one of the creatures there, what's the risk? Because if Oliver was to bounce one or the other, then he could just win with Burn Together.
Yeah.
And if Oliver didn't take any action, you just get in 5 more damage.
Mm-hmm. And every turn he doesn't kill him, he gives Oliver another look at finding that 1-mana interaction he needs to live. I mean, it might be inevitable that Oliver is dead because of, just the continual threats and dings from the Needlehead, but yeah, I kind of want Alex just to shut the door here. Mako gonna get... You don't want to see that. Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, now it's over. The shields are down.
Yeah. 2 blockers. Presenting attacks. Blocking in the most obvious way is Oliver, and turn inside out alongside Dreadmore's Ire will be enough here to go to game 3. Look at this large bird. That'll die. But then, for my final trick. Burn together. Nom 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 nom. Neat.
Yeah, very cool. So that was Oliver trying to navigate with a removal light hand, where sure he got to put a bunch of power and toughness onto the battlefield, play his creatures, but that's just not enough against Alexander's particular version of mono red. You really, really need the instant speed interaction. You need to get something to deal with the Razorkin Needlehead, something to deal with the Slick Shot show off, and Oliver didn't have it in game 2.
So in the end there, Alexander having the perfect opportunity to do everything he wants without the threat of anything happening to his creatures. So if you like the look of these tournaments, you want to come and hang out at the next event we have, come visit us at SCG Con in Las Vegas. It's going to be the regional championship, but there's a bunch of other side events happening at the same time. This is, this is in November 21st to 23rd. Hashtag SCG Vegas. It's modern for the regional championship. And you can go to starcitygames.com/SCGCon to take part.
So let's recap, Ailey. We have the final game of the final round of day number 1. Both of these players will be making day 2. In fact, everyone in the field with 6 wins or more will be making day 2. Relatively small field tournament, so anyone who makes day 2 is in great shape to finish in that top 128 for prize money. However, your records do carry over from day 1 to day 2, so that means 7-2 is better than 6-3, and for these players, 9-0 is a lot better than 8-1 because they're going to be the sole undefeated player overnight. They're going to be in prime position to make a run for top 8, which, as we know, qualifies for the Pro Tour.
Takes off a lot of pressure as well, I think. You know, going in with more losses to give, you know, less stress about making the top 8. Obviously, we want both of these players, if they can, string more wins together tomorrow to make the top 8. But yeah, definitely going in with an unblemished record will be today's cherry on top.
6 more rounds tomorrow. We don't know for sure what the record needed for top 8 will be, but generally we're thinking about that third loss where the players who don't yet have 3 losses, they're in control of their own destiny, whereas the folks who finish 12-3, you know, maybe not based on tiebreakers.
Yeah. Certainly 15-0 will be a lock.
It's quite a nice hand from Alexander.
Oh, nice. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. Hell yeah. Let's boogie. Here we go, friends. Last game to determine our undefeated player of the tournament. Marauding Mako, kicking things off here for Oliver. Land Lizard. Go. Bless you, Alexander, for putting your hand on the table for us.
Yeah, so his hand is a little bit different from previous games. It's just all creatures.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's the way you wanna start your game, by curving out with 3 creatures in the first 3 turns of the game. Maybe the combat tricks come off the top after that to help you set up those big mid-game turns. But the best thing the mono-red player can do is just get that 1 drop, 2 drop start.
Yeah. Great creatures here. Incidental damage coming from the Razorkin Needlehead has done a good job here for Alexander so far. Oof, and these lands are hurting, man.
Totally. Oliver with a good start, but a painful start, effectively starting his game at 16 life against the fast mono-red deck.
And Alexander's just like, yes, yes, hit yourself some more. Deal with my creatures. Making Oliver have the answers for for all the questions he's asking. Profts. Draw. Large shark. Swing. Ding.
And once again, he anticipates that he's not really going to be able to block the hired claw, so might as well attack, get in that damage.
That's 2 lands off the top. Come on. We need some pump spells here, deck. Behave. Razorkin Needlehead to start. Don't have the option for the Emberheart Challenger, but I like getting this guy down. Maximize the dang damage you can do off the draws. And trigger. Anything on upkeep to kill this Razorkin? Yeah? You gonna torch it?
He reached for the island, which hints at Into the Floodmaw.
Ding. No. Yeah. Looks like a pretty big decision here for Oliver. How much do I care about this Needlehead?
Ooh.
Ding! Not enough.
Now, most players, I would just take that for what it is as someone thinking about Into the Floodmaw. Oliver's maybe one of the few in the field where I'm like, oh man, does he have it in him to actually try to sell that when he doesn't have Into the Floodmaw in his hand? I'm not sure the answer.
Looks like we do have a land that doesn't hurt in hand. I think I saw a Spirebluff Canal there for Oliver. One thing I've noticed about the more accomplished players, or experienced players, I should say, is before they even play their land, they're thinking about their turn.
It's so important. It's one of the cleanest, most helpful pieces of advice that I've ever received or maybe given about Magic is just take your time at the start of your turn, think about everything you want to accomplish, and then think about the order you want to do it. Because if you just start doing things, you wind up just getting yourself in trouble, and it's a way to make mistakes and regret your actions. Because you play your land, you play your first spell, and then you're like, oh wait, I wish I had spent my mana on something else, or oh no, now I'm gonna have only a mountain untapped at the end of the turn when I need to represent this Into the Floodmaw. So all these little things that you can avoid by just taking your time and taking that extra beat.
Yep. Just extra little ways to up your gameplay. And there is the Into the Floodmaw. Getting himself the draw discard off of Duelist of the Mind. Hey, Vivi.
So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Alexander is checking if the Razorkin Needlekin should trigger off of the Duelist draw, and it should.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So down to 12 now.
Yep.
Goes Oliver. Nice.
And here you see the great element of Duelist of the Mind of just being able to make that big, flying, vigilant threat alongside Prof's Eidetic Memory.
Oliver's start here has been pretty strong. Like, it's now the onus has fallen on Alexander to deal with these threats that he's presenting.
Oliver's start has been pretty ideal, with basically the one flaw that he had to take 4 damage off of the multiversal passages.
Yeah.
So if it had just been all Spirebluff Canals, then we'd be sitting at pretty at 16 life.
All right. Little Claw getting frisky. We'll see a block here. And a pump.
Isn't that not enough?
Because it's a 1/4?
He's making a 3/4 against a 1/4.
Yeah, that's not going to do it, is it?
So Alexander, he needed to do this before playing the Razorkin, in which case he could have then used the Hired Claw's activated ability to pump. But no, I mean, I think this is just pretty clear cut that he just made a mistake, 3/4 against 1/4.
Yeah, you could see Not super chuffed about that. Because, yeah, this won't trade. It doesn't do anything, unfortunately. So, yeah, you can see he's disappointed with that.
Yeah. Now, Alexander is doing exactly the right thing, which if something bad happens to you in a game of Magic where you're, okay, I made this play, I wish I didn't, there was something that I didn't see about the game state,
Yeah.
it's ambiguous. What you should do, what I think the sportsmanlike thing to do is ask the judge. Don't ask your opponent, right? Because you don't want it to be up to the discretion of your opponent, choosing to be friendly or not, whether you take it back.
Yeah.
You just want to know what are the rules of the game. Is this something that's, fair for me to rewind? Or is this something that the judges and the rules of the tournament are going to hold me to?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're going to find out in a moment. So totally fine to ask. You want to advocate for yourself and give yourself the best chance, but you want to do it in the honest sportsmanlike way, which seems to be what these players are doing.
And again, as crappy as this feels right now, Alexander's just got to do his best to brush it off. Here comes the judge back, and he'll give him a ruling. I wonder if he thought that was a temporary buff, the dice, not realizing that it was the counter from Profts.
That makes sense. Like, if Oliver was using this die to represent that he had drawn one card for the duelist's ability. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Yeah, that's a totally reasonable argument that you could make.
Yeah.
Totally get that.
I think he didn't clock which creature was targeted with Profts. Considering how many things are happening on this board, it sucks for Alex, obviously. But, just got to keep playing the game and figure out a way to win from this position. Alrighty, untap. Upkeep. Do we deal with Razorkin yet again? Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, so that guy is dealt with. Alex, it's alright, my dude. Chin up, friend. Great Magic player, great deck builder, great companion in the sideboard there. On the other side of things, Oliver going to see if he can push his advantage here. He's developed a really nice board with Proft's Eidetic Memory. Two mana to kill the Hard Claw now as well. So Oliver finding all of the answers.
Yeah, really nice position that Oliver has fought himself to, where he has a large advantage on the battlefield. He has the Vigilance blocker, which protects him from, haste creatures and specifically Slick Shot Show Off.
Yeah.
And now it's really difficult for Alexander to rebuild from this position and present a lethal attack before Oliver really puts Alexander on the back foot, where he's got to think about his own life total.
Does he have any targeted spells in hand? Because he does have the Emberheart Challenger. That guy has done some excellent work today for Alex. Doesn't look like it. Just double checking life totals here, making sure everyone's on the same page. I don't think they missed anything. Yeah, 10 and 7 seems right to me. The Needlehead in hand, so 2 critters can hit the board here for Alex. But if Oliver has a massive draw on his turn, this Duelist of the Mind is just going to be game over.
Yeah, and you want to think about here, like, is this Slick Shot Show Off going to have to block? If it does, that really
I think it needs to.
Negatively impacts Alexander's chances to win.
Yeah, I think he's just there to get under the big old Duelist of the Mind bus. Because, you know, imagine a Winter Night Stories. That's just GG.
Right.
Ding. Down to 9.
If Alexander gets another turn, best thing that can happen is you know, he starts by triggering the Valiant ability on the Emberheart Challenger, tries to piece together multiple spells.
Yeah.
But this is Oliver, and, you know, we can kind of deduce that Oliver must have some nice cards in hand because he didn't make his land drop last turn. He's been looting with Duelist of the Mind. So I'm expecting big things from Oliver on this turn as he inches ever closer to an unblemished 9-0 record.
Land to start his turn off here. Alex is probably just like, just draw 9 cards. It's totally fine.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Winter
stranger
Night
things have
Stories,
happened.
There it is. Ugh. So, great call playing that bird, but if Oliver can find a piece of removal for it, then that is going to be game.
Spider-Man players, time is up. Active player, finish your turn, then both players take a total of 5 additional turns.
Yeah, so a single removal spell gets Oliver the win here. He also might be able to create a scenario where both of his creatures are lethal attackers and require chump blocks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be the perfect situation. Ah, you played a land.
Yeah, he did play that island, you're right.
Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. Into the Floodmaw. We'll bounce the flyer. Pre-combat. And Profts puts all the counters on the Duelist and GG. Because that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's 9 in the air. That's it. Oliver Tomajko picking up the win there. 9-0 to end the day. Alexandre Macisaac